everybody, and welcome back to the next video, the third video in the series of the Doctrine of Baptisms. This video is entitled The Baptism of a Good Conscience Toward God. Now for other reference material, see my article entitled Save Ourselves, which will be made into a video, Lord willing, sometime soon. Notice these references given below about the baptism of Christ. Now most of you who are believers probably already know the story. According to these references, he came unto John to be baptized of him, and John forbade him, saying, he needs to be baptized of Christ instead, but Christ said that he must be baptized. I believe he was baptized as an example, not because Christ needed to have remission of sins, but because to set an example to us how, one, baptism is to be done, secondly, in a true act of obedience toward God, because true belief from the heart involves true obedience. But let's look at the main text of 1 Peter 3, 18-22. For Christ also hath once suffered for sins, the just for the unjust, that he might bring us to God, being put to death in the flesh, but quickened by the Spirit. By which also he went and preached unto the spirits in prison, which sometime were disobedient, when once the longsuffering of God waited in the days of Noah, while the ark was a preparing, wherein few, that is, 8 souls, were saved by water. That's interesting, saved by water. The like figure whereunto even baptism doth also now save us, not putting away the filth of the flesh, but the answer of a good conscience toward God, by the resurrection of Jesus Christ, who is gone into heaven, and is on the right hand of God, angels and authorities and powers being made subject unto him. Note, this passage in 1 Peter is referring to being saved by water. Read the rest of the passage. It refers to the answer of a good conscience towards God. Hence the words like figure appear. That's why Christ was baptized. Not because, like I said before, not because he needed to be saved from his sins, but to set an example of a good conscience toward God. Who better than to set the scene of the best example than God himself on how baptism is to be done and how a true believer ought to live and conduct himself or herself? Why do you think the Father stated that he was well pleased? Think about it. Either you believe the book or you don't. So baptism does save us also. Interesting truth. This is why Jesus said in Mark 16:16, He that believeth and is baptized shall be saved, but he that believeth not shall be damned. He just said he that believeth not because true belief, like I said, from the heart involves true obedience. When he says, the like figure whereunto even baptism doth also now save us, not putting away the filth of the flesh, that means you cannot destroy your fallen nature in your body. As Paul said, in my body dwells no good thing. Okay? We cannot do away with our fallen nature until the day we die. But it does save us. Baptism is involved in salvation. If a person utterly refuses to be baptized, then he is not a true believer and not a biblical Christian. So that is a baptism of the good conscience toward God. The next video will be about the baptism of Moses. So until then, love the Lord Jesus Christ, fear God and keep his commandments. If you have never been baptized after you believed on Christ, be baptized of an answer of a good conscience toward God. Be obedient unto God, and read the King James Bible. Thanks.